Look at me. I'm firing niggas left and right. I do miss my guys, especially Oscar, because he hasn't been here in like 3 weeks. But yeah, special guest. He goes by the name of Jakim. I'm not gonna give his last name out. That is very inconsiderate.
Beaufort.
Oh wow, excuse me. He has a job. I don't.
It's all good. I don't say nothing crazy.
In fact, for anybody listening, this is gonna be different from our normal podcast. I mean, I'm probably still gonna be with the shits and giggles because that's just who I am. But more or less, you might want to cancel me. You're not actually gonna want to cancel me with this episode. But how have you been? How is this pandemic treating you? Because you really been home.
I'm already a very reserved type of dude, a very homebody type of person.
Which is ridiculous.
And that was before. That was before the pandemic. And I feel like that to everybody, it already did. It already, depressed a lot of people, already made people turn into themselves a little bit more. But like, I feel like it did that extra to me since I was already like that.
Yeah.
From the outset, I feel like I'm way too reserved with myself now. Like even right now, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like before this, even if I am, some type of quiet type of person, I wouldn't feel too like off about, coming in and doing something, talking into a microphone and whatnot like that. But
I mean, it's hard because like a lot of people, like I said, like I told you this off the air, like a lot of people come in and think, all right, I gotta say something crazy. And it's like, no, I've already planned. I've kind of already figured out what you may or may not say.
Yeah.
And I've adjusted it's my job to adjust to you, not your job to adjust to me. So,
so what you're really trying to say is if this goes really poorly, this is because you're a bad host.
Yeah.
And not because
that's the fucking reality.
I'm not a very interesting person.
Well, it depends because like there's some motherfuckers out there like you've watched a celebrity interview and they just be like, cheese, tacos.
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, what? Like, the fuck do you like to eat? You freak? Like, oh, here, you can have your phone back. It's like, yeah, what the fuck do you like to eat? Like, you fucking weirdo. But nah, yeah, a lot of times it really does rely on the host to be like, all right, I know who this person is. Let's try to get the best as possible out of them. So,
you know who's really good at that and who gets a lot of crap? Huh?
Rogan?
You know exactly.
Nice. Fucking nice.
A lot of people talk a lot of crap about Joe. All right. First of all, I never really watched.
Why though?
So I see a lot of tweets calling him like, the king of the stupid people. You know what I'm saying? And there's a certain type of person that listens to Joe, or that I thought of anyway from beforehand. You know what I mean? Because I used to buy into that type of stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then one day somebody that I care about deeply told me that they watched Joe Rogan. I was like, oh fuck, that means you about to turn into one of them type of dudes. You know what I mean? Just a meathead type of dude. You know what I mean? I never making a lot of snap judgments. I never watched the dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm going off of a lot of what other people in society is saying. It's not really a good thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, we all do it though. We do it all the time.
I took a chance though, and I watched one of his videos. He really understands how to, like, if you watch a video of him interviewing somebody that's like a real master in a topic that you care about a lot, then you're going to get a lot of information from that.
Facts.
He's really good at drawing, like allowing people to speak, you know what I'm saying? And like really getting into their knowledge in their head and like really drawing that type of stuff out. A lot of people that don't even want to talk either.
That's the thing. Like, and what I've noticed is like, he'll just sit there and just let you fucking ramble, and you're like, "Yo, like, damn, nigga, speak." Like, and like you just like,
no, but it's not on
here. Like,
a lot of people, especially like you see in a lot of documentary films and stuff like that. There's a certain style where people would want to make themselves a part of the story. You know what I'm saying? Like the filmmaker themselves would like try to insert themselves and like make themselves be like a focal point, or like the story revolves around them learning something. You know what I'm saying? Or like
kind of.
I'm probably explaining it bad, but
so like. So let's say it's a documentary on, well, no, that would be too specific. I don't know. Let's say it's a documentary on fucking like composting or some shit. Like they'll act like they were a part of the composting journey.
That's not all right. I can only give a really direct reference, and I don't like calling out. I'm not calling out nobody because like, but like just a certain style that I don't like. One of Rogan's guests, or a couple of them, was couple of dudes that talked about aliens and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And he brought on this guy named Bob Lazar, some famous dude back in the 90s. He talked about Area 51, probably really brought that into pop culture type status, you know what I'm saying? And some dude did a documentary on Bob Lazar. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because he had some really interesting things to say. You know what I'm saying? So the documentary came out, and I'm expecting to get some new information that I never heard about or from Bob Lazar and whatnot. But like, it starts off with the dude getting up in his bed, and then there's dramatic shots of him checking his phone, and Bob Lazar is texting him saying, "Oh, we're going to like." Nobody want to see that. Just get to the point. You know, that's what I like about Joe.
I want to know there's a flying saucer, my nigga. Not
there are flying saucers. It's not if there are flying saucers. There are flying saucers. You don't think there's flying saucers?
All right, let me be more explanatory. I think I feel like our depiction of aliens is just all types of fucked up.
I can agree with that.
I think I just feel like we're wild racists. Like, so like how we describe these motherfuckers is like, yo, like why are they all green with antennas? Like they don't all look like Piccolo. Like I think they probably kind of maybe look like us. Maybe some have scales or whatever. Like I mean, obviously, like I was like, I don't think there's flying saucers. Like,
all right, we're gonna get to the flying saucers thing, right? But I will say this: I was reading a book and kind of like changed my perception. It was a science fiction book, so it's not like nobody's speaking like facts or nothing like that. I'm just somebody writing out whatever they're feeling. And they were saying the human race, humans on Earth, was started by like, all right, it's gonna sound real wild. All right,
was it that? No. I know what you're talking about. It's these two beings. They have like the long nose. Is that what you're talking about? There's like these aliens. They kind of like. Oh,
they look human. I don't know if you're talking about this, but they look human, and then they came down to Earth,
but
and
they're
then
significantly larger.
I don't even know about that, but
oh my god,
pretty much the Earth is like a science experiment. You know what I mean?
Yes,
they put something on. They started life on Earth and like just let it blossom out and see what was going on. Just let stuff go off.
And they say there's actual proof of that around the country. I'm sorry, country, my bad. Around the world, like you could see like certain artifacts of these beings, like it looks like what they're referencing.
No, so all right, that's
or you're talking about something else.
No. That you're talking about like actual real, like there's been like they found like cave paintings and stuff like that, and like different like hieroglyphics in Egypt and stuff like that, or like even like just depictions in just like literature and like stuff like that from like ancient times, and it shows like pretty consistent things, like, you know what I'm saying, like things that look like flying saucers first of all, but also like really tall beings and whatnot, like vaguely. The human brain is not capable of like just conjuring up something that it is never seen before. Like first, you know what our dreams are. That's just our
women do that though.
What? Listen, some men do that too.
I do that a lot.
Yeah, you do that a lot.
Yeah, I'll walk around the crib. We're gonna get back to that, but just real quick. Like I'll walk around the crib and just create the most craziest scenario of what I think someone may or may not do. I do that every time I want to go out somewhere I don't know. Like,
human nature.
Yeah.
I ran through this conversation a million times in my head. You know what I mean? It's not happening the way I thought any other times it was going to happen, but you know what I mean?
You think you're about to smack somebody. You're like, oh, you're a really cool guy. Like, why did I even, like, think I was going to beat the crap out of you today? I can't even fight. Like, oh, well. But, I get what you're saying. Like, people, we can't, to create an idea of, like, that is so far-fetched, you would basically be like, yo,
it's not even just that, because, you could, anybody could come up with, a giant person or, skin color is kind of different. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, there's certain, I'm not going to get into too much specifics because I'm going to forget details and it's just not going to make sense. But there's certain similar qualities to all of these things. And it's like, this is a time before like people could just freely float around the world. You know what I'm saying? Information wasn't being passed around. So how is it that different cultures in different parts of the world was coming upon the same looking things and drawing it out when nobody was able to talk to you? That's kind of sus. What you said?
What if they had a council? Like every so often, people just pulled up on. I gotta talk more clear. Like every so often, people just pulled up on one another and they just discussed these findings. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't get the memo. I didn't get an email. They didn't text me. So I have no idea.
There's so much stuff that's lost to history that we'll never know about. There's so much technology that was there's so much like.
Man, I know they made a flying car. I don't want to hear it.
That's fine.
You're not going to tell me otherwise that they didn't make a flying car at one point. And
I'll say this: even if they didn't make a flying car before, the amount of knowledge that's been lost to time, if that was preserved in some way, we could have been so far ahead of wherever we are right now. You know what I'm saying? If we had better foundations, how much. The Library of Alexandria that got burned down. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that stored the wealth of the world's knowledge at that time. Like everybody, like if you did something in some part of the world, you would send, like, you wrote a book or something. Like, it was like the Library of Congress right now, type of thing. You would send it over there, and like they would have the big ass library just full of knowledge. It got burned down. You know what I mean? Like all it is, like
on purpose or.
I can't remember if it was on purpose. I wouldn't be surprised if it was on purpose. I ain't gonna hold you because people would be trifling. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like it's stuff like that. If we still had that type of knowledge, if we was able to build off of stuff that we had already figured out long ago, we wouldn't have to start from zero on certain things. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, maybe we are held back a little bit. But at this point, it's like, is it on purpose? And if it is on purpose, by who? Because remember, like what I was telling you last week. And I don't mean to like expedite. Well, not expedite, but fast forward the conversation, but it's just relevant to what we're saying. Like, I said, like, how we handled COVID. That could have been, COVID's fucking real, guys. I'm not going down a rabbit hole. But imagine if the scenario was, it wasn't real, and it was a test to see how do we respond to shit, because there's bigger shit we need to handle, and everybody just shit the bed, and they're like, you know what? Yo, aliens is real, and we got a problem with them. And we can't even fucking tell you because y'all are dumb as shit and y'all bought guns and toilet tissue. That's something you don't need guns and toilet tissue for. Like, what are you going to do with a gun in the middle of a pandemic? Shoot
I heard
it?
that.
Like,
I get it. I fully get what you're saying, right? Mm-hmm. But, all right. Do you think there's, like, if there was, say you're Donald Trump or Biden or whatever, right? And shout
out to Biden, man. Moneyback Joe.
And something happens, Navy comes to you, the Air Force, there's aliens, you know what I mean? They came to us, they said a whole bunch of stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you want to tell the rest of the country and the world about that?
To me.
Yeah, this is your decision. Are you gonna say, yeah, let's tell everybody about it, or are you just gonna hold that information to yourself?
Hold it.
Why?
I just told you. They bought guns and toilet tissue.
No, but cool. But it's just like,
what's next? That's when they're gonna buy the mask. They're like, oh nah, we gotta protect ourselves with a mask. Like, come on, man.
There's certain.
Or I'll do a beta test, A/B testing. How about that? I think. That's fair.
I don't know. Like, there's certain information that, like, I feel like.
What are you gonna do if I tell you? The fuck you gonna do?
What do you mean? What am I gonna do? That would be good to know. You know how much people search for like answers to like the universe in their life, and like how much people just state. You can't do nothing if there's aliens, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't want to know if there are aliens.
Go live your life.
Listen,
because you will have to wild out and go rob a bank, and like they might be like, oh, we just created some chaos. But nah, never mind. We're going to spare y'all. Now I got to deal with this problem. Now you what? Now the alien's not going to kill us, but you robbing banks. Now I'm tight. Now I look like an idiot. Like, come on. Like, nah, y'all not ready. Y'all not ready for the alien talk. Like,
I don't know. There's certain people that's ready for it. I'm ready for it. They need to just release that and let me know for once.
Is it an aptitude test? What is an aptitude test, actually? That's the one that tests your intelligence, right?
Well, test your aptitude.
Okay. Whatever. I'm trying to think of a certain test we would need to do.
There's no test because certain people is going to respond to like crazy
No, that's hard.
The reason why I say all of this though, we're getting pretty far, is the same dude I was telling you about that Joe Rogan was interviewing, Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
He did say, like, his whole story, to put simply, is that he was working at Area 51 in the 90s, and he said that the government has possession of a flying saucer or has possession of an alien craft or something like that, and he was supposed to work on figuring out how the engine worked. That's a real simplified version of the story.
Yeah.
But he was saying that they found, like, even though they don't know how it works or whatever, they found out a lot of like technological stuff from it, and they was able to make scientific advancements in other areas because of stuff that they worked on in that same facility.
Not that we use, or
stuff but I'm not saying it's coming fully from, like, you know, they're picking out parts of and like we got an iPhone from that shit or something, but like they find some stuff out. But it's just so mad.
Oh my god.
What's the point of hiding this stuff? The point of hiding this stuff is because you don't want China or Russia to get some hands on something and then like make a better bomb and like kill us or something like that. That's the point of hiding this stuff. But it's just like, is there like at a certain point, I feel like we already live in a society where we're already saying, oh, you know what, people should get out of everybody else's business. People should just let people do whatever they want. Part of that is the freedom of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? People should be able to know everything. That should be shared. The point of government is not to like harbor all of that stuff within themselves. Government is not a black box. It's not supposed to be a black box.
But it's been Why is it like that though? Like why?
By design, all right. So government is not supposed to be a black box, but it is, and it's kind of by design. All right. If things are able to freely get done, and like there was no red tape at all, and people was just able to just ram change through, like. Think about all of the stuff that, like, we have a new president every 4 years. We choose a new Congress and Senate every pretty much 4 years as well, or 6 years in Senate, every 2 years in the House. But like the amount of whiplash that would get, like, and like people, if the wrong party gets control at the wrong time, just like what happened in 2016, the Republicans had total control. They didn't get anything done, and that's probably a good thing. Yeah, it was too hard to get shit done, and it's like, what if they? Think about all the all right, well, right now the biggest talk in Congress is getting rid of the filibuster, right?
Yes, I see.
The filibuster is one of the main reasons why things don't get done in Congress, and the whole point of it is, if there is a controlling party or something like that in Congress, and like they want to put through a bill, say let's go Republicans in 2016, they want to defund Planned Parenthood, right?
Yeah.
So it's like. That's not the thing that you want to get done. You don't want that to happen. You know what I mean? It's just some nefarious ass dudes that want to do some fuck shit. You know what I mean? So you say, you will stand on the floor, or you will like raise an objection, and like as long as you raise your objection, nobody can pass, and you cannot move on that bill. You know, that has to be finished before that bill can be moved on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the Democrats, whoever was in the Senate at that time, filibustered that bill. So they was like, that's not going to happen. So since
and they kept doing that all from 2016 to 2020.
That is the point. It used to be, back when the filibuster first came out, it used to be something called a talking filibuster. You know what I'm saying? That means you have to actually stand up on the floor of the Senate and speak for however long you want that thing to go. So if you, depending on how much you want your situation, those bills to not pass, like if you want to stand up for 48 hours, you're going to stand up for 48 hours. There are certain rules you could tag team in and blah, blah, blah. People can take your place and stuff. But in certain cases, you would have to be there and you'd have to stand up. The moment you fall over from exhaustion, then they're going to vote on the bill. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes
that's petty.
They'll just get tired and they're like, you know what, fuck it, shelve it or something like that. You know what I mean?
So hypothetically speaking, and I know this is not really what they're doing, but hypothetically speaking, if they just wanted to keep rotating people and do that for a month straight, they could do it for a month straight.
Yeah, they could, but let me give you one better, because that's not what they're doing. They're doing something worse now, and they changed the rules to make it so that you don't have to speak on the floor anymore. You know what I mean? With technology, you just have an aide in your office, send an email saying, I'm going to filibuster this thing, and that's it. That's all it takes. So like whenever, like as long as somebody is just consistently sending emails or whatever the fuck it is.
But how many?
You can do that forever. That's why things don't get done. That's why every time people talk about Obama not doing nothing in like when he was in office and how Obama was a bad president. First of all, that's bullshit. Number one, you know what I'm saying? You have very limited
average as every other president.
He was no better or no worse. You know, he like
did his job.
Like, what else can he do? Like, he's beholden to a bunch of people in the Senate at that time who didn't want to allow him to pass anything. So they made sure he didn't. Like, so like the system could be abused, right? But it's just like, it's there for a reason. Like, the reason why it was first is because people would like propose bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? You need to have a check on that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Now, I want to get back to the filibuster thing just real quick, because I did hear this thing on Charlemagne was talking about it on Donkey of the Day. I think it was in fucking Tennessee, where slavery is still legal. Like, technically it's still legal, they just don't do it.
Yeah.
But
I heard about a whole bunch of stuff where they were saying how, like last week or something, like, or like last year, they was like, oh yeah, you can't, I don't know, you can no longer marry a 12-year-old or something. Like, that was legal up until like in some state or something. Like, there's a lot of weird laws that, just people aren't doing them things, but like if you're doing it, you're not going to get in trouble for it. And that's why it's there. Like, you're not going to hear about the people that's doing that stuff. But there's people that's out there doing that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's a different level of nuts, the 12-year-old shit. I don't even know what to say to that. Like, what do I... how do you...
Nothing.
I guess it's not an it is what it is situation, but it's just like, yo, it is what it is. Because it's like, fam, like, clearly niggas don't care out there, which is not a good thing. But can you filibuster something on to the state level, or is it only for federal?
So the that rule is specific to the federal Senate, the United States Senate. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure because all of these state legislatures are modeled after the federal government. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's a filibuster rule in each one of the state senates. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure that's what. But the whole thing is, it became a little bit too like a little bit of blockage is okay. You know, like you should be able, like a minority party, even if they're not, like they should be able to put a check on whoever's in power. Like that is a good thing. The filibuster at its core is a good thing, but the way it's being used now is to stifle progress. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's bad. So like that's why you're getting a lot of the talks on reforming it. Now they're saying put it back to the old rules, make people stand up. Like you're talking to, you know what I mean? Like shit. If you got to.
You shouldn't be able to just send an email and be like, yo, I'm gonna stop. That's
like how is that? That's how the government has been being run for our entire, like, really think about like that how much stuff fixed. Could have been done already if that wasn't the case. That's insane.
That makes you think, because
fuck Mitch McConnell.
Jesus, I mean that is a fact, but that makes you think. I was listening to this podcast the other day, and they was talking about Bitcoin, and how like it's for anybody who doesn't know, it's a decentralized network, which the government or most governments just across the world do not want. And then he kind of just like transitioned real quick into like the recent stimulus package, and he's like, "Yo, like you done gave airlines some $billion in bailouts, and it's like they didn't even need that money. They just were irresponsible with the money. They didn't do anything, any necessary precautions to ensure when something like this happens, they would be okay."
Which is like MTA, your duty. What the fuck did they tell people? Oh, what about your savings account?
Exactly.
Well, you should have been saving up. Fuck that. You just gave mad money to all these. That's the same thing we did during the Great Recession when we bailed out the banks, yo. Like the banks were the reason that shit happened. Why are we get like what to?
Because that's the thing. That's my point. I feel like there's a lot of times where I think the government doesn't really know what the fuck to do with our money, and motherfuckers in big business are realizing that, and they're like, "Fam, you're an idiot. Like you just think 'cause I made this amount of money, I know everything. I'm just gonna feed you some bullshit. You're going to give me all the money in times that I need it, in times that I need it, and then I'm good to go, and I'm going to fuck over everybody else.
First of all, money. The problem with government is that it's so many people think about it as like, this monolithic thing, and like the government. No, it's people. You know what I mean? Like literally the regular people that you voted. Like people really don't understand. It's just normal, and like people are susceptible to a lot of cronyism. It's a lot of backward shit. People are just dumb.
Fuck.
That's what it is. There's some stupid people. That's just a fact.
Think, like that's why I never understood, because it's like, yo, like once you get to a certain age, you really realize adults are stupid. Like,
first of all, there's no such thing as an adult. Everybody's just a person, even when you're little. You know what I mean? Like there's some people that never grew up past the age of fucking like 12 or whatever. Or like 8. Like people are like developmentally like just stunted and stuff like, and it's just like not from like a not like a, I'm not trying to say mentally challenged people. No,
nah, I didn't even think about that at first. I was like, I like that developmentally stunted. I was like, I'm gonna start calling people like, yo, you're stunted. But now it's like, I'm calling you.
I might have used the wrong word, but it's all right. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're just not. You're not.
Some people just not mature, yo. Yeah. Like some people just didn't have enough experience.
Like you can make it through life safely, but
I don't know how. I'll be looking at certain people and just like, how did you manage to get this far, yo? You know what I mean? It's just like, but
everything in life. Like I'll be looking at people. I don't drive, so I don't have that problem. But people that like weave in and out of traffic, like they do that for fun. Like,
you know what it made me realize? Living is easier than living is easier than like you can make a life out of anything, son. You can literally be at any level of like class or like, but like, so it's just like, I don't know. I'm not trying to say living is easy because a lot of people have
hard to,
you know what I mean? I'm not
gonna lie, yo. Fuck it. I'll say it. It's not that hard to keep yourself alive. Like, it's really not that hard to keep yourself alive. Now, keeping yourself alive in the most ideal conditions, that's different. That's fucking hard, especially if you live in a mega city. That's damn near impossible. Like a lot of people that work 2 jobs, but to keep yourself just alive, it's not that complicated. I mean, like, let's take out shelter, and even then, you got the subway, food. They dump food everywhere. You can make it work.
You ever like ask yourself why you like what keeps you in a place like a mega city? You know, like you live in New York and stuff like that.
I was born here.
Cool, but it's just like there's so I'm
done. I've had enough. I'm done. I've already had enough. It smells like shit. I mean, I love the city, but it smells.
So where
like
would you go after
shit.
this?
I want to leave the country. I'm done. But if I have to choose, inside, like probably Texas or Florida, no state income tax. That's fair.
Funny that you say leave the country. I was about to say, how come people don't like live in like you can go on an island somewhere and just like live a paradise life. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like a lot of people, I guess,
that's hard.
What part of that is hard?
I want dumplings.
All right. No, that's a valid point.
I want to go mini golf sometimes. Yeah. Like I'm not building mini golf. And what if I need Wi-Fi? And first of all, if I make this paradise, I'm black. Who's to say a white person won't come and just destroy it? Like,
colonize your paradise.
That's always my biggest. You know, they always say, "Oh, if you don't like it, just leave."
Yeah.
First of all, that's damn near impossible. Just leave.
You can't just leave.
Like I could just get citizenship. Like that's the problem we have. Neither here nor there. But I always said, I was like, yo, I wish there was just a chunk of the earth would just rise up from the water, and we could just be like, all right, fuck it.
You know, that
wouldn't work.
I was watching this video.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I got onto it. I think I was watching stuff on like private islands or stuff like that. Or like some in that vein. So YouTube recommended some stuff. And some dude was just flying in a plane. Well, first of all, this is how the Fire Island stuff, the Fire Fest shit started. Some dude was flying in a plane. But like some dude was actually like some regular dude flying his regular like stuff just happened upon an island, and he was just chilling. And he was like, nope. And it's just like, it's so
He just took it.
He's just there, you know what I mean? It's just like,
how the fuck do you buy an island first?
First of all, he didn't buy it. He landed on it.
How do you just buy an island? Like Oprah has an island. Like
Mark Zuckerberg is trying to buy a part of Hawaii. Like he's
a little fucked up.
No, wait, it's more fucked up than you because there's like people is living where he's trying to buy. Like it's not even like no deserted part of it. It's like he's trying to kick people out of there. Like first of all, the rich is too fucking rich. You know what I'm saying?
It's not even that too fucking rich. You're just an asshole. Like yo, leave people alone.
How much you say leave people alone? How much how much do you think the government should be involved? All right,
in their finances?
Say you make if Jef Bezos is like he makes
once you hit
$1 billion, that you like. I feel like
the government needs to start being like, all right, yo, like you're kind of being a dick. Like whatever Jef Bezos was about to do in Astoria.
What is that?
He was gonna put an Amazon hub there, which would have destroyed everything over. Like, yo, people, it would have been gentrification. That literally would have just been the immediate result and an expedited result of gentrification. And they stopped it. It was like, no, don't come over here. Like, you're about to run through every business. No, get out. I think he went somewhere else. I think he went to Jersey or something like that. But at some point in time, it's like, yeah, you can't just do as you please.
That's really funny.
Easily, you can't just be like, yo, take the money.
I didn't even hear about that. That specific.
That was mad. That was like 2 years ago.
I was about to say something that happened 2 years ago. It was probably low-key the same story, but he pit a bunch of states and cities against one another. He was like, oh, the next Amazon headquarters is going to be in, or like, there's a contest to, you know what I mean? And it's just like, first of all, you rich fuck. I was like, you don't even pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? And then you're pitting all these cities that got actual fucking problems in them against one another, giving you even more tax breaks, which you don't fucking need, because again, you don't pay taxes.
Why do they have these tax breaks, first of all? Because like, I get the mindset of the government. It's like, yo, like, they're bringing the most revenue. Let's help them out. But it's like, fam, like they can really.
But they're not. Where are they bringing revenue? What are they bringing revenue to? They're enriched
to themselves.
To themselves.
But they don't think that.
But that's first of all, they don't. The government doesn't think that because people is paying them. Amazon has more lobbyists in Washington D.C. than like. Do you know how like just people just like out there just getting paid just to convince senators to vote against the interests of American citizens? Like that sucks. That doesn't make sense. How is that a job? Arrest them niggas. You know what I mean? Like, that shit doesn't make, like, you're really fight. You know, the Nestle is out there trying to say water isn't a human right. And, like, Nestle. Them fucks, too.
the powder thing company.
I bet you this is Nestle shit, too. You know, it's good and gather. But it's just, like, they're out, like, they're trying to, like, take, like, some, like, land wells, like, some, like, sources of water for, like, villages in other countries where that do not. But it's good fucking water. You know what I mean? They need to sell that shit. So, like, they're trying to take it and they're like, nah, y'all don't deserve that. Like, what the fuck? Like, this. Companies is doing too much.
Fight? That's what it needs to come down to. Can you fight? Yes or no? Can you fight?
Yeah, man.
At some point in time,
between Nestle and some African tribe. What the fuck?
Can you fight? No. Cannot.
Soon you gonna start seeing some corporate armies, yo. That's what's fucking next, yo. You gonna start seeing Amazon gonna have a police force. You seen all these defund the police shit? Guess what? Amazon gonna be like, yo, prime delivery on fucking cops. Yo, you need some cops in your city? I'm not gonna
lie. If Jef Bezos makes some cops, but they're fair, I ain't gonna bitch about it.
Fair cops. You see how they treat your Amazon packages? They get that shit quick though.
Yeah, I just drop them off at Whole Foods. The fuck? They treat them. Okay, we're gonna get back, but real quick, Amazon. When you do Amazon Prime and you deliver it to a Whole Foods, it comes here way faster than to your house. It's weird.
I've never shopped at a Whole Foods. I've sat in a Whole Foods. I've never shopped in a Whole Foods.
Sitting in a Whole Foods is nice. But yeah, I'm bougie now. So my life is different. I'm built different. I get my cheese. I don't even eat cheese. But if I did eat cheese, I would get it from Whole Foods.
Cheese is doing bad stuff to me. I didn't realize that.
I'm lactose intolerant now. Well, I'm at that age now where things can happen to you. Like you could just pick up new problems. Like you're like, oh my God, like my chest is split open right here, doctor. Like, yo, my knee.
Yo, you know, like, all right, talking about that somber note, kind of. I don't know, but it's just like one of my biggest fears. I've been thinking about this a lot. It's just like losing
your speed.
First of all, I've never had speed.
No, not speed, like actual speed, but like when old men say like I lost my speed, it just means
no. I'm talking about like losing an arm or a leg or one of my eyes or some shit, or like my fucking like pinky toe or something. Like
I can deal with a pinky toe being gone.
I'm mad. Like
that's bearable.
Do you know how much stuff can just happen? You know what I mean? It's just like
just be chilling.
You ever just wonder how you gonna what type of person you gonna be at the end of your life? You know what I mean? It's just like I'm a very different person than I was even last year, and I'm sure everybody go through that every single year. You know what I mean? But it's just like
once I got a scar on my face, life changed. It's like skin's not perfect no more.
Yeah, I hope that's at least my words, yo.
Skin's not perfect no more, man.
The most.
Nah, but I just be chilling now because, like, bro, cause you know, yesterday I was going on the subway. It's like 10 o'clock at night. See a guy shadow boxing. I'm like, yo, he might throw me on the subway cracks, but I gotta get on this train somehow, right? Like, see, I'm gonna get on this train or I'm going back home, and I had somewhere to go. So you just kind of be like, fuck it, like it is what it is. There's really nothing else you can do. Like, some people live with that fear, and it's like, yo, be cautious, but go outside. Yeah. Like, fam, you could die at home. Like, you could. Fam, I just found my neighbor on the floor. Like, I mean, he's alive, guys, but I just found him on the floor. Like, ow.
I hope you helped him up. Huh? I hope you helped him up.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta sanitize myself, but nah, yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't think about it that much, I guess. But I think that's one of the most beautiful things about being a human. Our blind, I guess, ignorance, maybe you want to call it. We just be outside, like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's so many times, like I remember
that blind ignorance. I don't know if it's blind ignorance as much as just an inability to see outside of whatever bubble you currently inhabit. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. But the internet really broke that. Social media broke that. You understand? I feel like that's why we're going through this type of like woke culture that we are now, because we're all of a sudden introduced to a whole bunch of different types of lifestyles. And it's just like the way you say, oh, like, you know, really like things is like, oh, you have a very different like thought in your head when you say, oh, you just got to live your life and you just got to go experience the stuff that's outside. Because when niggas say that shit over in some other countries, that means something very different. You know what I'm saying? And
to me, that means like I might go skydiving. Like to another person, it's like get a job. Like I get it. So hey, if you're listening in another country, take this with a grain of salt, I guess. Don't get on the subway. I don't know what to tell you. I live in America, and I'm gonna sound.
I was definitely going somewhere with that, but I forgot. I apologize.
The living your life thing?
Yeah,
I don't worry about it. I do it all the time. There's so many times I'll have a thought, and I'm just like,
yeah.
What makes it worse is I talk 98% of the episodes, so it's worse because then I forgot. I'm just like, fuck. Like that should be hard. But nah, yeah, fucking what was I saying about living your life? I think, at least from an American perspective or a civilized country's perspective, I mean, living your life is subjective because I do, like, you know, some people do those things on the buildings where they'll run on the top of a building and do tricks and shit. That's not living your life to me. That's ending your life. Like, to me, that's like you're saying, fuck it. Like, I don't have nothing to live
Yesterday, I was watching some dude walk a tightrope across the Grand Canyon or something like that on Twitter.
Is that guy that does it all the time? He did it across Times Square.
That's wild to me, yo.
I think that shit is fake. I think that shit is fake. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what else I was watching? That just reminded me. There's some place in I don't know if it looked like it might have been China, like one of like the country, like the country part, like with all the like mountains and like shit like that.
Shanghai.
I don't. This man's just named the first Chinese. You know what? You're racist. That's bad. You know what I mean? Listen.
Is that racist to name a country? Yeah, you didn't tell me. I just guessed.
Like, anyway, so
I could have said another country.
You should have.
Could have said it.
There's
rhymes with Mulan.
Okay. there's a village at the top of this mountain.
Okay.
And like the only way to get down to like actual civilization, I don't even know why people still live up there, but it's just like that's just their home, I guess. You know what I mean? So it's like the only way to get down to like actual civilization is on this like long cable car. It looked like a
cable car, or
not even like this. It looked like somebody threw some wires to the other side and they hung a fucking box made out of like.
All right, I don't know if you ever seen this, but there's a thing in the city where it goes from I think New York.
Oh yeah, no,
like that.
Yeah,
dangerous.
But extremely like it's all opened up. Like it's just like like just like a guardrail and then like a floor that looked like that. It's just like that.
Ugh.
People do that on like some dude was going to work, and I'm like, that's how you're going to work. That's how you like. That's how you start and end your day.
How do
you what?
How do you explain to your boss if you're late?
First,
like, yo, I'm sorry, boss. The cable broke.
Yeah, I fell in the river. I had to swim across. Like, first of all, that thing is like 1,000 feet in the fucking air. I don't know.
You're dead. Yeah, you're dead at that point. You're not even calling out.
And that's just how people. There's another one.
And people be happy.
There's a similar situation. They're living on top of a mountain or something like that, but they don't got no cable car. They're not lucky.
Yeah.
They got to walk down and like actually scale the fucking mountain and shit. You know what I mean? So like when women are pregnant over there. When they know their time is about to come, they better start making that troop. Pregnant women have to just scale down and some danger, like they're actually mountain climbing. And it's just like
we take life for granted.
That's what. Yeah, you're saying live your life. You know what I mean? You're saying live your life.
There's a pregnant woman like, yo, I got to get on a mountain like with no goat. It's just me and my feet. Damn.
We are OD privileged, yo. And it's like that's what I mean when I say like that like. Social media, like I would have never known that type of stuff, and like I would have been walking around saying like, "Oh,
my algorithm is not set for that."
But you need to expose yourself to I've seen stuff like I'm not going to go up that mountain. I'm not going to travel on that rickety shit. I don't know what the fuck that is. You know what I mean? But it's like I want to see it.
All I'm thinking right now is if I had a migraine and I need to go get some Advil and go down that mountain, I'm gonna be so tight. Cause I get bad migraines. I'm like, yo,
listen, you have to learn how to deal with it. You learn that you don't need certain things, you know what I mean? If you gotta make that trip to get what you need, you just go and sit up there and you're gonna deal with it.
I don't need life.
Oh man, you know
imagine someone catapulted you into that world. Could you make it? Like permanently, like you're done there. Could you make it? I'm killing myself.
All right, do I have the knowledge of this world? Like, am I coming from this world? Am I like getting shot like in my clothes right now?
They lift you up. The government bash through this door and says, "Get up. Mr. Buford, put your shoes on. Your life is done. You've been talking too much about aliens. You're going to the mountain." Fam, I'm about you to shoot me in the face. Like, I'm not doing that
I don't feel like I can do it for a couple of... I don't feel like I can get it done, but like I know for a fact... my groceries? Like the first... Like, I'm not going to... That first week is going to... like, that's it for me. Like, like
hour. You have no clock. You don't even know what time it is right now. It's just... You might as well I'd rather be in prison.
Listen,
nah, that's a stretch.
Listen,
I don't want to be in prison.
Do you know how, like, first of all, you ever think about, like, solitary confinement and the fact that that's such, like, that is one of the worst, like, things you could do to something, like, I'm not even going to say, there's a lot worse
prison
things.
Rape?
But, like, in terms of corporal punishment, you know what I mean? And, like, punishment that gets doled out by the government, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of, like, the worst, like, that's...
You think it's worse than the electric chair?
No, I'm not talking about for like killing. I'm talking about trying to keep somebody alive. Like if you want to really like if you you know what I'm saying. Like
hot box should be fucked up too.
But isn't it like how much we rely on like social interaction and like just being around like just people? Like I don't know. Maybe it's definitely it's a combination of just being in a fucking concrete box. You know what I mean? But
no, in general, like people need that interaction. Like, fam, we're connected to anybody we want in the world. And yet somehow...
You think humans are supposed to be disconnected? Do you think this was supposed to happen? Like, think about all of human history up until this point. Humans has never been disconnected, and we got to this point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like a lot of times we look back on certain like times in history and stuff like that, and we really think of them as like Neanderthal. I'm not talking about actual Neanderthals because they were obviously cave people. You know what I mean? But it's just like we look back on certain like civilization, like, oh, how the fuck did they live, or how did the people up on the mountains live and stuff like.
Figure it out.
You got to learn how to figure it. That's just part of being human. You know what I'm saying?
Figuring this shit out. If it's not, we're at the point of, fam, I'm not doing that. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like if it's something like an attack on the planet, and I'm in a shit predicament, I'm gonna figure it out because I'm gonna hope everything's gonna work out. But if you just throw me somewhere,
Walking Dead shit happen, I'm gonna kill myself.
I'll keep myself alive. I want to see what's gonna happen.
Fuck that.
I think I could do it. Like I watched enough Jason Bourne movies. I'll
go take a shit ton of DMT.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Like lay down in a lake somewhere.
Son, I said I'm giving up, Bird Box style.
Listen, go on your own terms. Keep picking.
Yeah, you're right. Because worse than getting vaporized, like that sucks. Like I don't want to get vaporized either, but I want to fight. Like I want to let niggas know, like I'm here. Like I'm from New York, baby. Like, throw a Tim at you,
cool,
and see what we doing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't. Oh god. Yeah, I think I could do it. Just thinking about like if aliens did attack us, because that was something we were talking about earlier. Well, not earlier, but like last week. I feel like if, like, you know, there's like this higher order of aliens and stuff like that, whatever. I feel like if we discover them,
wait, before you start, right? Like, whenever I engross myself into a topic, you know what I mean? Like, I really feel like everybody else is up on the knowledge that I'm up on. Yes, I would say just like what percentage of like people, especially like the audience that you have, how many do you think people, not even just like give a shit about aliens or whatnot, but like how many people you think like will still look at people talking about stuff as serious as we're talking about it right now? Like, these niggas is fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
depends like how, I don't know. There's a niche for everything, so it depends on how far down the rabbit hole you go. So if you're like, yo, like they're gonna come here and suck our brain out,
they're here.
You're ODing. Like,
nah, but I'm gonna tell you some stuff.
They're gonna suck our brain out.
I'm not gonna say they're gonna suck our brain out.
I'll tell you you're ODing. Like, I'm like, all right,
I would say
ODing right now. Like,
real quick story, right?
Okay.
Real quick story, but like this is probably like this is like the most. This is the furthest I can go. I'm not even sure if I believe this story fully or not, or like stories like the overall story that this little side story is coming from, you know what I mean? But there's a place called Skinwalker Ranch, and whole bunch of scary and spooky shit be going on over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be seeing stuff and hearing things and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, family is on it. They got some prized cattle or bulls or whatever the heck it is or whatever. You know what I mean? The mom is the wife, whatever. She goes and feeds the cattle. She leaves, so she knows like how long she was away from the thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. So she's there. I guess somebody hears some noise or whatever, blah, blah, blah. They go back like 10 minutes after she's there. The cattle that she had just fed is on the floor dead, right? And not just dead. Like, the stomach is like, there's like...
Like, basically got pumped out.
Like, it looks like it's just skin and bones, right? So then, like, they call people, and, like, they take pictures. So you can look it up on the internet, and, like... There's no blood in the animal at all. There's no blood surrounding the area that thing was. So how the fuck did they get the blood out without dropping some shit? You know what I'm saying? The organs is gone. The eye is, one of the eyes is gone. And it's like, it's really really precise cuts. There's some scientists, they brought it to somebody or whatever the fuck. So I'm saying somebody, whatever, but like I'm talking like actual like studies have been done at this place, like government sanctioned like programs. There's like a group called NIDS funded by a man named Robert Bigelow, but that's getting into a deep story. But like point is, no, they don't know how the fuck that happened. How the fuck do you drain an animal of blood and its organs, take out its eye, sew that shit back up, you know what I mean, and just leave it there sitting within 5 minutes? First of all, people like to say, oh, you know, these Russians, like, they got some tactics. Which tactical nigga you know is gonna be out there hiding in the fucking bush with a fucking surgical knife? You know what I mean? Like, that's not happening. You know what I mean? And it's just like stuff like that would happen all the time on it. Like, that wasn't the only case that like it happened a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I forgot what you were saying to spur this on, but
Shit, I genuinely don't remember. It was something about aliens and
Oh, are they gonna come to suck out your brain? Listen, niggas is here and they're sucking out cow intestines and shit. You know what I mean?
That's just what they eat.
What the fuck? I don't give a fuck. Like what?
Like they might not.
What's to stop them from doing that to one of the niggas in the house? They did it to a cow. Like, do you think an alien? Like, first
Maybe
of all,
vegan.
Vegan eating cows.
Well, not vegan. I don't know.
What's their non-cannibals or whatever?
Whatever their word
It's not even gonna be cannibalism.
Not humans, like they're humagans.
Listen, there's some shit here that's fucking with us already. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just a fucking fact. You know what I mean?
Okay, I do remember what I was talking about now. Now I do remember. That was you got right to it. They're fucking with us. I feel like if they come here, like really make it known to not to certain people, to everybody. I think our government is that fucking stupid. They will try to fight them. Like they will say we have a musket and some American pride.
Listen, I don't know I don't listen.
I'm not saying we're gonna win. I'm just saying
we would lose.
Try.
Do you know how people love to think that we're at the height of intelligence? You know, so like people like to think that people are smart and stuff on Earth and whatnot. But like there is
maybe like Elon Musk, but he's probably the height of intelligence, but.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, we've been to the moon and blah blah blah." That's such a great accomplishment. About yeah, it is a great accomplishment and stuff like that. But it's like,
is it? We have to do a lot to get to the moon.
But, I mean, like that is a stepping stone, sir. You know what I mean? When you get to the moon, you know what I mean. You try some stuff out. You go to Mars next.
Let's keep it funky, bro. Every time they go to the moon, man, the pollution increases by like 20%. Like that shit is ridiculous. Like I watched it. Like I wanted to actually see what it looked like. If we don't do
those, all right. Well. Do you think any space travel? Do you think that's a worthy that's like NASA is a big part of our? You know what I mean?
I think it's worthy. I think to deem it a great accomplishment.
But actually, NASA does not command that much money from the government anymore. Like they really cut their budget, and it's like it really hindered a lot of progress. But like, go on. What you saying?
I think it's a great accomplishment. But to say it's the peak of humanity or human intelligence is nuts. Judging the fact that you use a lot of fuel to get up there. Like a lot of fuel, and you just be dumping that shit in space too. Like, what are you doing? Like, the world is not a garbage can. Like, the universe is, I'm sorry, not the world. The fucking universe is not a garbage can. Stop doing that. Figure it out.
Like, Elon Musk has been throwing up a whole bunch of satellites around the world. He's trying to
he's Iron Man now.
He's trying to connect, make sure you can connect to the internet from anywhere. You could be in the middle of an ocean and be able to connect to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially for tribes and
you should be allowed to do that though.
This is what the problem. Like people didn't realize this was going to happen or this was going to be an unintended consequence before he did it, but he threw up a whole bunch of satellites, to run something.
Did it already?
Yeah, no, he did it in the process. Gonna keep doing it. Like that's it's happening. Like it's done. Like he already 12,000 or so. He sent up thousands of satellites just the other day on one of the SpaceX rockets.
My Wi-Fi glitching.
So, yeah, but point is, it caused a lot of pollution. Like now, when people look outside, look out at their telescopes and shit, they're seeing. You can't see shit because it's just it's all you see is the streaks from the satellites and stuff like that. So it's just we really are. But that's you need to sacrifice certain things to progress. You know what I mean? Like that's all the rockets.
What if it makes it worse?
You're not going to know something's going to be worse until you actually try it. You do it. If it's bad, get rid of it, and then you do something else. You know what I mean?
You can't get rid of everything.
Listen, I'm not saying you
can't get rid of a herpes.
First, listen, you can't get rid of herpes yet. Listen, with enough time and innovation, things happen. You know what I mean? It's just you need to start from somewhere and do something at some point.
That's an absurd amount of satellites. And for me, my Wi-Fi to not be working.
Listen, it's not. You're not connected to it yet.
Works, I'll shut up.
So that's your. If it makes your life better, then it's good.
Yeah, because you can make my life worse.
I don't know. I'm just saying. There's a lot of people that would have never had internet in a lot of places, and it was making their life better.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. It can't just make his specific life better, but if it makes it something goes wrong, we all suffer. Imagine that those satellites just start falling from the sky.
I think about that all the time. So I'm like, it can't happen. Well, I'm not gonna say nothing can happen.
What you gonna do? I walk around the city sometimes. This building fall.
You ever realize that humans built up all of this stuff that's around you? Does that ever make you feel weird?
Bridges. That's hard. Fam. And I know y'all don't have what we have now. Y'all was just doing it.
I was watching a video.
That don't make, I'm sorry. Let me just talk about it. Building bridges don't make sense. I just don't think you had the sheer intelligence to figure out how to get that below the water to surface level to build this fucking bridge. And not, people died, but
you're saying below the water. I just want to bring up, we have not examined like 97% of the ocean on Earth.
You want me to believe niggas is really built? I mean, they built the bridge because we're on it.
Something else came down and built it for us. We just take the credit.
Just tell me, yo, this is how we did it. I really don't understand.
There's videos for that.
Huh?
There's videos for that.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna check it out when we're done.
It's funny that you're talking about that because they're getting on Cuomo now because they're like, oh, some screws is missing out of that new bridge this man's built. You know what I mean? So the new Cuomo bridge that he named for us. He cut some corners apparently trying to get it done real fast and like they're doing some inspections and whatnot. You know what I mean?
That's a hard job. Every time I walk under like a bridge or like just like on something like that, I'm like, yo, I can mess up at my job.
I mess up at my job all the time. You know
I'll
what I
be
mean?
okay.
That's why I work the place where I work.
You mess up, fam, you might never work again. You might go to jail.
That's like, isn't it crazy that we force? That's what I consider it. You know what I mean? Because there are some people that enjoy doing it. I'm sure. You know what I mean? That enjoy like construction, working like dangerous jobs, like bridge buildings. But
I like that shit.
A lot of people that's doing it is poor people that just need the fucking money. They just need to do anything. You know? And they're going to take whatever the fuck job that is being offered. You know what I mean? It's like the biggest and greatest like accomplishments that's ever been done in a society or in human civilization has been done off of the backs of people that probably did not want to fucking do that work to begin with.
You know, black people?
Not just black people, but
I was
definitely black people.
Describing slavery.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was like, oh, okay. It's slavery.
But it's just like all it is.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. It's people that didn't want to fucking do this shit. They didn't ever really have a choice to do this shit and did not get fairly compensated to do said shit that you needed done at the most accurate and highest fucking level possible. Because boy, if they acted like a motherfucker that had a part-time job or a regular 9-to-5 job that did not get paid much, where it's just like, fam, I'm gonna do the amount of work you pay me for, man, there'll be mad cars in the water.
There's a lot of untapped potential in society. You know, there's a lot of people that are doing things that they don't want to be doing that will be really fucking good at doing other things if they had the chance and opportunity to be able to pursue certain things.
Like, for all I know, I might be a master builder. Like, I mean, I'm not, but I can barely build a mirror. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, like, no, I don't like that idea. I was gonna say, because I've seen like a movie on this, like they make you take a test to see what you can do. Like they just have you do it. Like, so like, let's say you take a test and for some reason you're good at carpentry.
Yeah.
All right, Jakim the carpenter. Like that might.
Would you rather
suck.
be doing something that you're really good at or something that
I like?
Something that you like? I don't know. There's something to it. Like even if I don't like writing.
I'm good at my job. I don't.
That's what I'm about to. I don't like to write code. I don't enjoy doing it. But like when I make something and like I see it and it's like that made me feel good. You know what I mean? I'm not good at. That was a bad example because I'm not good at that shit. But it's like,
I get you. Like, you know what I mean? Really good at my job. Like for example, 2 days ago the system shut down, so I wasn't able to get on the computer until 1:00. Mind you, I ended up working at 5. I finished a day's worth of work in 3.5 hours, and then just laid down. Like, fam.
Make you feel good, you know what I mean?
I didn't make me feel good. It was like, all right. I mean, it's gonna make me feel good when I bargain for another raise, but
listen, there's
I will say I'm quitting this time. Like I'm out. But nah, I'd rather do something I love. Just because there's not much else to life. Like we pay bills, which is like it's just like there's not much else to life other than to be happy, and people don't even get that luxury to be happy. A lot of people
feel like we've built a society where there's a lot of things that we say keeps us happy and things that we wouldn't want to give up societal stuff to do. But it's like, I feel like, as we were saying before, there's niggas that's happy up on top of that mountain. You know what I'm saying? Like humans will find happiness in a lot of places. Just because this is what you're exposed to doesn't mean this is the only type of happiness that you can get. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people are afraid of a lot of like social change and a lot of like change in general because they think it's going to take away from them the life that they're used to and whatnot. But it's just like, I don't know. the happiness that we have right now, I feel is a false happiness. You know what I'm saying? The shit that we see online that, you know, we see other people doing that's like fake as fuck because nobody's posting real shit. You know what I mean? It's just like we try to ascribe to that type of like life, and it's just like that's not a real life. You're emulating something that doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we're trying to force it to exist, and we do all of this bullshit like work jobs and pay. What the fuck is a job? Like we made like niggas should just do shit that they enjoy doing. If you want to sell your shit, sell your shit. You know what I mean? But it's just
Did you see this thing on Twitter that keeps circulating? There's like, we live on this rock, a floating rock, and everybody decided to pay. No, sorry. It said we live on this floating rock with all the amenities that we need to survive provided to us, and we decided to work and pay bills.
That's a fact. What are we doing? What is this? Why are we doing, like, why are we stressing, like, what, there's so many things that's just like, why do we do the things that we do? And it's because we already were doing it.
In the grand scope of things, you're like,
it doesn't make sense.
All this stuff was provided. Like, if we just moderation and not even nothing we do right now is in moderation. So if we continue the same lifestyle we have in the sense of like eating habits or I wouldn't say lifestyle because technology, but just sheer eating and just living.
First of all, a lot of natural. I really feel like a lot of things should be cured. Like anything that happens to a person, you know what I mean? I really feel like there's a natural. I'm not saying
a natural remedy.
Yeah, I'm not saying that naturally you could cure cancer. You know what I mean? They can't throw grass at somebody, but like. You know what I'm saying?
Natural. What's that thing? What is
to
that
a certain level. You know what I mean? Like medicine is fucking important, but
what is the word for that? There's a specific word when people do that natural stuff.
What's it called? Homeopathic or something?
No,
something like that?
No.
It's
with an H. It's with an H.
Holistic healing?
No. Hasidic? No. Holistic? No. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. But Big Sean does it. But a lot of people taking on that natural journey of, I'm not gonna use man-made like prescriptions and shit.
You ever like read a lotion bottle? You know what's in like
I'm not going to.
No, don't. You know what I mean? Because it's just like this. We be doing some crazy fucking shit to ourselves, and it's just like, why are we like? We don't need to do that. You know what I mean? It's like there's certain things. I'm not saying niggas don't need lotion. I'm ashy as fuck. You know what I mean? But that's what there's better there's things out there that's going to be better for our bodies, actually nourish us.
I kid you not. I was doing this for a while. I just got tired of buying it, personally speaking, because it's really annoying to have to keep going to the store for this shit. But I was doing kiwi and cucumber with baking soda, and it's a natural remedy for teeth whitening.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And it was making my teeth white. I just stopped, because I'm like, I can't keep going back to the supermarket, kiwi. Fucking cucumbers and baking soda every other week. Like that's annoying. Like
I really feel like there's a lot of natural a lot of times I'm telling you,
on your hair makes it more like stokes in the
a lot of the shit that we over engineered our happiness. You know what I'm saying? Oil. Like we went for. I'm pretty sure back then they wanted get the ashiness off. They will rub us some nice simple shit, and then they just how do we
organic. Fucking
they was like, but how do we make it better? They improve on a little bit over time. It becomes more commercialized, more fake, more synthetic.
Better. I don't think it's make it better. I think it's the same.
I feel like progress always starts off from altruistic intentions. Like if lotion, whatever fake shit that I was using before, you know what I'm saying? When that company was first started, I'm pretty sure they
was probably the most organic.
It was probably some good shit, but just over time, you know what I mean? Like people hunting profits.
Bought raw shea butter.
What you said?
You ever bought raw shea butter?
I'll use that shit yesterday, son.
It's expensive.
First of all, how is the natural shit the most expensive shit? How is it not more expensive to over-engineer some false synthetic stuff?
You can do it, and like think about it.
That's fake. That's a lie. That is a. I don't think. I don't think
you can.
Maybe we can. Maybe I really. Maybe like there is. Maybe we can do it faster now. Maybe it is faster, but like that's because we made it faster. Yeah, okay. We didn't need to go down that path. We could have found a better way to cultivate the natural stuff and make that. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like we went down too much of a money grubbing type of thing. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Put more water in it or some big ass word that nobody really knows. Like. I'm just gonna say a drug, promethazine. Like obviously not putting promethazine in lotion, but you just say a word that nobody's ever heard of. You put in some lotion, and I'm still gonna use the cocoa butter.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being ignorant, right? But like, talking about like this kind of like the fake meat stuff, Beyond Meat, Impossible Foods.
Never had that.
That first is
never even bothered.
the Impossible Whopper is delicious. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I mean?
I had Burger King the other day though.
It tastes like a Whopper, but it's just like I feel like that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say over-engineered. Like you're turning like that is cool that you can do that.
Like a burger, first of all.
I'm not. If you taste it by itself, you taste a patty by itself. Like it's not,
just as a whole.
It tastes like a fucking Whopper. Like it's a Whopper. Like that's what it is.
I'm gonna try this out one day.
That's a Whopper. Like you can hand me that. I'm like, oh, this is a Whopper. You know what I mean? Like
I've never had anything beyond.
It tastes good. It tastes good. I'm not gonna hold you, but it's just like I feel like that's like I get why. The reason why I did a little bit of research on this, right? Because like I'm trying to eat properly. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do good for my kidneys and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Remind me that you said that.
But it's just done. like that type of food is not good for a lot of people. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's certain processes that they had to do in order to like, and like I'm sure I watched videos on what they did and like they explained the process and how to get it to look like blood. It is all natural stuff, but they have to do shit to it. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's just like at a certain point, why
enough?
You know, it's just like why you go like. You can do like you can make something. You don't need to make it taste exactly like. I don't need my plant to be a steak. You know what I'm saying? Just make the plant taste better. You know what I mean? You don't need to turn it into something else. You know what I'm saying? That's some alchemist shit. Yeah. You're doing too like. That's what I mean when you're doing a little too like. Focus on a different route.
If a plant slapped and it tasted better than a steak, I might eat the plant more.
Listen. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna reach a point. You ever like watch them like Star Trek shows or like any show like Star where they have like them replicators or something like where you can say, I want beef stroganoff. You know what I mean? Whatever, you know, like we're gonna reach a point where it's just like we're gonna be able to make food out of anything. We're just gonna have these like gray little blobs. It's just like whatever the fuck you want, you go turn that gray blob into what it is. It's just like
it tastes like it.
It ain't gonna taste like it.
Talk like a duck and act like a duck.
There's this show on Hulu 11/22/63. James Franco's in it. You know what I mean? And like it's about the assassination of JFK, right? And he goes back to the past, and in one of the first time he ever goes into the past, he eats a burger, like he goes to a diner or something like that, and he just eats a burger or fries, or he like drinks a milkshake or some shit, and he was just astounded at what it tasted like. He was like, it tasted mad different than what and it's just like when you go too far away from, you know what I'm saying? Like shit is not gonna. So it may look like it may smell like it may remind you of it, you know, but that's not good. It's not the same thing. The cow and find out just like I said with the Whopper, so you can hand me that shit, not tell me it's an Impossible Whopper. I'm like, oh, it's kind of. I'm like, nah, this is a Whopper.
I gotta try.
Fuck that. Sometimes I want a real Whopper. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm just gonna
start protesting over a Whopper, man.
If all that I'm given, if all that I'm able to get is just the fake stuff, like that's not.
It's not good.
It's not good.
But you said you was like more, and after this I'm gonna wrap it up because we've been talking for over an hour.
No word.
Yeah, I told you it goes by fast. Like I've been trying to eat healthier now because like I'm responsible for myself, so I don't have to worry about someone buying my shit. So I've been eating like a lot of blueberries and strawberries, and I didn't know. And I didn't really verify it, so I could be so fucking wrong. But apparently, like, that stuff is really good for your sex life. Like, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Like strawberries does something for your libido. Blueberries does this.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't believe in stuff like that.
So I don't know if it's true, but I just thought. I'm just saying. I think it's interesting that.
No, I get what
you like. If we just eat better.
No. What you're saying is, I feel like we might put a little bit too much. Like, oh, this is definitely good for this thing or this, but like I feel like just in general, like the things that it does to your body is just gonna make that part of your life even better because you just have a better body to experience that with. You know what I'm saying?
I want to. I don't drink as much anymore. I had like one shot last night. I was proud of myself, but. Yeah, man. I'm trying to like take better care of my shit, my nigga.
It might be too late, you know what I mean? Like I be thinking about that a lot. Like I did some damage already, I feel like.
Just drink a lot of water.
Listen, water ain't gonna fix a lot of shit.
I don't know. Poop a lot. I don't know what to tell you. But this is a great conversation. We are over an hour and I need to eat lunch. I'm fucking starving. As always, guys, thank you for listening. I don't even know if you have social media anymore.
No, I do not.
So it doesn't matter. If you see him in the street, say hi. But as always, thank you guys. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and we are out of here.